Good morning and welcome to Cherishing Life. I'm Damian Rico, the host of Hospice of the Calumet Area's monthly show, and today we have a wonderful show with some incredible and inspiring guests. So we have one of our patients, Larry Miller, and his wife, Georgiana Miller. So they have agreed to come on and share their hospice experience because, there's a lot of people that probably have some misconceptions or stereotypes about hospice care. And, I was fortunate enough to meet you guys a couple months ago.
Yep.
And let's talk about that experience. Why don't you talk about, start it off, Georgiana, and let us know how that started.
Well, I try to do something special for my husband, Larry, when he first got diagnosed with cancer when we were in Texas, but it
Okay.
didn't pan out. So there's this company out there they're nationwide. They're all over the United States. They're called Pink Heels,
Pink Heels.
and what they are is they're firefighters that dress in pink heels, and they drive their fire trucks, ambulance, cop cars, and they come and surprise cancer patients
Okay.
or loved ones that lost somebody or a family member that lost somebody, and you get to sign the fire truck or ambulance or the car, and they give you little gifts. Like Larry got a respiratus, I think that's how you
Respirator.
pronounce it, and just it's like uplifts them and shows family members that there are more people out there that care about you
Right.
than just your family. Strangers care about people, and strangers can be there in your worst and darkest times.
Yeah. Wow.
So I did that, and he had no clue. And at first he was like, "What are you doing?
Right.
Like, are you trying to embarrass me with something here?" I'm like, "No, this is something you wanted." And he was like, "Oh my gosh." He was so excited, so happy. He's like, "That's the best thing that you've ever done for me out of the 11 years we've been
Aw.
together."
Larry, talk about that surprise.
It was surreal.
Was
You
it?
know,
Hmm.
like she said, I had absolutely no clue that it was going on. She told me to look outside. Next thing I turn around, and I see a pink ambulance sitting out there, and I'm like, what is really going on here? Had no clue. Still couldn't see the writing on the side.
Uh-huh.
And next thing I see is husband and wife coming up, and dressed as firemen. So I meet them at the door, and as soon as I walk out, they tell me who they are and what they represent, and that she set everything up, and they just wanted to show me a little love and give a little back to the community,
They're
from me being a
absolutely
cancer
amazing.
patient,
Right.
and told me about their organization and what they do and where they come from. They were from Sauk Village, so
No, Sauk Valley.
Sauk Valley,
Sauk Valley.
over in Illinois.
Okay.
Over in Illinois. So they just wanted to reach out and show a little bit of appreciation and love for cancer patients and survivors.
And what an honor it was to sign your name on there.
Oh
Right?
yeah, actually it was. Um, there were so many names on there. I mean, I couldn't even imagine how many names had been on this ambulance, and I was trying to find a place, and there was an American flag there. I'm a veteran, so I figured I'd just sign
Thank you
next
for
to
your
the American
service, Larry.
flag. So
What
it
what
was
what part of the military were you in?
Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, it was really, really awesome to be part of that. And when JD, your nurse, called me and told me about it, I had never heard about it. Did a little bit of research, and
Yeah, neither did
very,
I.
very inspiring.
I've heard of a bunch of organizations, and 5 years ago when I got diagnosed, I had absolutely no clue how cancer worked. I've known people that had cancer,
Right.
never had to deal with it myself. So I started doing a lot of research on different organizations that help cancer patients out. Found out there were a lot of barriers that stopped people from getting the help that they really needed.
Okay.
But Pink Heels was an organization I've never heard of.
They're absolutely wonderful.
Oh yeah,
Wonderful.
Right.
And they even, like, when a loved one has been diagnosed with cancer and they pass away, they even support the family by coming and showing love to them, and when the family is going through the worst time of their life because they lost their loved one.
Yes.
And they just recently had, right before Larry, they came to see Larry, they had a firefighter out of Griffith
Okay.
who unfortunately passed away recently, and they showed honor to him, you know, to the fact that he's part of the firefighter community, the firefighter family, and then he also unfortunately wasn't able to beat this dark sickness that was uncurable.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't understand that cancer, there's some cancers that can be curable, some cancers that can't be. And then the stuff that you put your body through to try to fight makes it even harder. But they're absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, and we really appreciate you guys telling your story and sharing your story and your journey with us, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there about cancer and about hospice, and a lot of people think of it as the end, but you are
Oh, I
you guys
did.
are a solid testament to what it can do for you guys.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, depending on what type of cancer you got, and basically however you take care of yourself once you get diagnosed. I mean, if you just lay down all your cards and say, okay,
And
I've
give
got
up.
cancer, I give up, I'm done. It's going to take you quick. But if you get in a mindset to where, I got dealt a bad hand, but I'm going to deal with it. And that's what I did 5 years ago.
You know what? I was
My,
thinking it's been 6 now, this month,
Wow.
November.
oh, yeah, 6 years.
Wow.
6 years now.
Congratulations.
When they found the tumor, when they found the cancer, it was 6 years. And then December 13th, when he 100% got the diagnosis from MD Anderson in Houston, will be 6 years.
Now, Larry, in your opinion, what do you think has been the catalyst to keep you going, keep you moving?
Honestly, my family, my friends, you guys, JD, my nurse, he's
wonderful.
absolutely wonderful.
We love him.
Um,
He's family.
yeah, I consider him family.
Well, and that's funny that you say that, because that's the one thing I think that people always ask me about, and I always tell them that we are a hospice family. Not only are partners, but JD came to me and said, "Hey, you got to meet Larry, you got to meet Georgiana. They're awesome," and and that happens all the time. And so it's not just like your nurse and your aide, but
Right.
you're hanging out with us here for a couple times now, and it is a big family, because this is really rewarding work, and it's more than just one or two people that are on your side here.
I think hospice is, people like underrate hospice. People think that, oh, I'm going to die, so I need to go to hospice. Like I'm not going to lie, that's what I thought originally
Okay.
when the doctors told Larry, in April will be 6 years now that he was told he had 2 to 6 months. So when the doctors told us, you know what, we think you should just live your best life, get in hospice, do what you got to do, so you can stay comfortable and just live the rest of your life out till, your 6 months is up. 2 to 6 months is what they kept telling him.
Right.
And in my brain, as his wife, I'm like, so I only got 2 to 6 months left with my husband? That's what you're telling me? So I automatically assumed that, okay, well, hospice is going to come in, and next thing I know, I'm not going to have my husband no more.
Right.
And that's not the case
Right.
whatsoever.
No.
But Larry is kind of rare.
Rare. He's a unique case.
Yes, very
But
unique.
I think it does happen. I remember that when I first started, and I was sitting down with a patient to talk about some of her options, or some of the different things that we were thinking about talking to her about. I went to visit her home, and there was a lady cutting the grass, and she finally stopped, and I said, "I'm here to see so and so," and she goes, "Well, that's me." And I could not believe, because like you said, preconceived images of hospice patients.
That was
That was
people
kind
laying
of
in
like,
beds.
yeah, that was kind of like with you, the
admin
intake nurse, yeah.
She showed up,
He-
and I was actually outside chopping wood.
Okay.
And my
And-
uncle was in the house.
I just happened to come in because the dogs were going nuts, and she introduced herself, and she thought her uncle was me, and I said, "No, that's me." I'm sorry, I was out chopping wood at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess it's a person's mindset.
Right.
The time I spent down at MD Anderson going through just what little bit of treatment I did go through,
And they were amazing too.
watching the patients and the pity and sorrow that they had to go through from infants all the way up to the elderly.
Right.
I vowed that I wasn't going to let myself get that way, and I never wanted to be a burden on anyone. So I didn't portray myself as a cancer patient.
Right.
I didn't want to be sick. I didn't want to stay sick. I didn't want to convince myself that I'm sick.
Right.
Even to this day, I still don't want to think I'm sick.
And the mind's a powerful thing, Larry. And also, you're very fortunate because not every patient that we have is in the shape that you
Right.
are in,
Right.
and we realize that and we understand. So it's just really meeting people where they're at.
And don't let him fool you. He questions that all the time, especially when our loved ones, like when my uncle passed away, he was like, I don't understand it. We've only been here a couple months. We just moved back up here a couple months before my uncle passed away. And he was like, that's supposed to be me. I'm the one with the terminal diagnosis.
Right.
I'm the one that's being told constantly I'm supposed to pass away. So he still battles with that.
Yeah.
And I think everybody in Larry's shoes with a terminal diagnosis battles with thinking, well, why is this loved one passing away so suddenly when I'm the one that's supposed to meet my demise?
Right.
Or
Well, and also Larry is a very servant-minded person.
yes,
Sacrificing your life
Yes.
for your country. My dad was the same way. When we talked to my dad about Vietnam, and I said, Dad, we're lucky. You're lucky. And he said, Yeah. He goes, but I always think about the guys who didn't make it.
Yeah.
right.
Because once you put your life on the line for folks, and you see your brothers and sisters that are not making it, you just naturally think you empathize with people.
Oh, yeah,
That's what kind of person
definitely.
you are, Larry.
He really is.
Larry, you have a awesome fascination with Batman. How did that start?
Started when I worked on a carnival.
Okay.
My foreman at the time, he was a huge Superman fan.
Okay.
And I used to give him guff all the time about Superman being not as good as Batman,
Okay.
so he carried on the moniker of Superman, and I just picked up the moniker of Batman, and ever
That's
since
funny.
then it's been an infatuation with me.
That is
You
funny.
know?
That's really cool. And it's good to have those kind of relationships.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
and
Oh,
those
yeah.
kind of
Oh, yeah.
things. But anyway, Larry, you look fantastic. I know
appreciate
the audience that's listening on the radio cannot see you, but we do have a YouTube channel that we're going to be promoting this on. But, what's an average day look like for you?
I do work 7 days a week.
Yep.
I
Hear-
carry on a paper route at night. It occupies my mind.
Okay.
It keeps me motivated because I know I've got elderly customers out there that are dependent on me.
Uh-huh.
Even though it is just a newspaper, they still depend on me.
I feel like
And-
that gives him,
It gives me drive. It gives
Yeah.
me motivation.
it
you
keeps
know?
him going.
Yeah.
I think if he wasn't doing the newspaper route, we probably wouldn't be sitting here talking right now.
And the main thing, it occupies my mind.
Okay.
It takes me out of the you're a cancer patient mode. It gives me a purpose and a reason to continue on every day.
Now, all those folks that are out there that think that hospice is a short-term thing, that it's just days to weeks,
No,
what do you tell those folks?
that's not.
6 years. I've been with you guys 5 years now.
It's
When
not
I
the
started
case for
out,
everybody.
it was in Texas. I had a hospice down there.
They
It
were
was
good.
Silverado, and we wanted to travel, so I asked them if I could get a travel voucher. They set me up with a travel voucher. We ended up stopping in Florida. I contacted Silverado. They hooked me up with a hospice down there. I had them for 5 months, I think it was, and we decided to travel again. And then we ended up here, and I contacted my hospice down there, got everything transferred up here. So it's a revolving door. I mean, you don't have to be subjected to one spot, one place, one time. You don't have to be locked in the house
No.
or bound to a bed.
and
you've
even
got-
with
You've
even
got
with
your life to live. If you feel
Right.
you've got the energy and the drive to do that, you live your life the way you want to.
And even with you guys, like we've talked to JD, and JD's like, if you guys need to go take a break from life right now and go somewhere, come back in 2 weeks to see me.
Yeah.
You guys have that option to where you can still do that.
And
So I encourage family members whose loved one is kind of like Larry. Go take that loved one to go see the Grand Canyon.
Right.
Go take that loved one to a place they've never been before.
by all means.
While you got that opportunity.
by all means. And with technology the way it is nowadays, especially with AI, if you feel that there's technology or new advanced medicine out there that can possibly help your case, hospice isn't something that you're locked into and you have to stay to.
Right.
You can always sign yourself out, and if it doesn't work for you, you can always sign yourself back in. So that option's always there to re-seek medical attention, and that's the one thing I like about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a simple process.
Okay.
It's a signing of a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the options that the doctors are giving you because you don't think those options are going to work for you, you just go through the process again and contact you guys and get readmitted into hospice.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult, and I think that's the beautiful thing about it, because
Okay.
you guys aren't there to be like, oh, okay, I'm doing my job, you're gonna pass away, so you guys give us that option to where, like, Larry gets asked constantly by a lot of people when we talk about his diagnosis and whatnot. Well, technology has gotten so much better. Research has gotten better.
Mhm.
Have you ever wanted to go get rescanned to see if your cancer spread more or if it's growing more? And Larry always comes to the conclusion of why. So I could get heartbroken more knowing that I'm already going to pass away sooner or later from this disease,
Right.
where there might be, I battle with that because
Okay.
I would like to know.
Yeah.
Did it get worse? Is it stagnant, like not growing no more, because of how functioning he is?
Mhm.
Because once again, when a lot of people think you get that terminal diagnosis or you get put in hospice, that's it. You're bedridden and you're going to pass away.
Yes.
But that's not the case.
Yes. And I speak to a lot of folks about hospice care and do a lot of family visits with my colleagues. And there are still some people that think, well, I'm not ready to give up yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's their
Yeah.
that's the even the
Exactly.
terminology that they use. But after sitting down with them and talking, I'm saying it's not about giving up. It's moving on.
Right.
It's a new normal that we're facing, and you have a team of people that are going to help you now.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I've got a social worker for any kind of documents or issues that arise that I don't understand. She's readily available
A lot
to
of
help me
resources that we
understand
have,
that.
right.
I've got my nurse that makes sure that I'm good to go every 2 weeks. If I need spiritual help, I've got a chaplain at hand anytime
Yep.
I need them.
Okay.
I've got every outside resource that I need a phone call away.
Yep.
And I'm not bound to any one place, one room, one person. you know I'm not going to see a different face every 2 weeks. I'm going
Right.
to have the same
Same
face.
person, yeah.
It's going to be family every time. That no matter how long this journey takes me, till the final result, I know those people are going to be there for me.
Right.
And I get to build that rapport with those people.
And
Awesome.
not only are you there to take care of my husband, but you guys are there for me also.
Yeah.
Because I battle on a daily basis of, is today going to be the day? Or is tonight going to be the night when he's at work? Or, you know what I mean? And I know I could pick up the phone and be like, I'm battling, and you're there for me to talk this out. And JD, he's absolutely the most uplifting. I could cry to him, and he'd be like, Georgina, he's gonna be okay. There's been times where he scared me, and scared JD,
Uh-huh.
to where we thought, oh no,
Right.
this is gonna be the time. Should we start calling people?
Nope, just to mess up in the medication.
And that's the other thing people don't understand. There is like trial and error.
Yes.
Just like if you're going to the doctor's going to prescribe you medicine that might not work for you, or might work for you great. Plus, not everybody knows that they're allergic to everything either.
Right. And you can have good days and bad days.
Yes.
Oh, exactly.
I mean,
yes.
exactly.
Just any
Yes.
average patient's going to have a good day or
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad day.
Yes.
And I think that sometimes it scares us, especially because it's like, it's the uncertainty of everything.
Like right now, he's having like a really good day.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's and I think another stereotype that people think is that we, or hospice in general, it's like, they're very heavy on the pain drugs or the anxiety
Oh
drugs.
no.
Oh,
And
no.
and that's what we always tell them. It's like, every patient's different.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in pain, we're gonna manage that symptom.
The whole point of you guys is to make people comfortable.
Yes,
Not make you sedated
exactly.
or any of that. A lot of people think that, when hospice comes in, you're meant to help kill kill your loved one,
Yeah.
basically.
I think the
And that's not it.
stigmatism over the years has been a lot of people associate hospice with nursing homes, and I know nursing homes have gotten a bad rap over the years, which there's a lot of them out there that probably deserve that bad rap.
Like anything else, right? There's good and there's bad.
Right.
Whether it's hospice, whether it's hospitals, whether it's nursing homes. That's why we always encourage people to do your homework.
Yes.
Look
Yes.
up, talk to some people that you might
Yes.
know that have this experience. This is going to help a lot of folks because you're sharing your experience. So somebody
Yes.
sees, oh, Hospice of the Calumet area. I watched this show, or I looked online. I saw some positive reviews about them. We've been doing this for 40 years. We've got an impeccable reputation. We stand by it.
And you do good for the community, too, because I follow you on Facebook. I'm nosy.
Awesome.
I'm one of them nosy ones. So I see
We
how you
encourage
guys,
that.
yes, and I see how you guys do community stuff. And a lot of people don't understand. You guys don't get paid from us. You guys, it's like not volunteer. You're nonprofit.
It's donations.
Yes.
You get donations.
Yeah.
So this ain't about the money for you guys.
No, and that's
And that's
awesome
where
that you said
people
that.
get confused and get
We are a not-for-profit. There's not a
Yes.
lot of them anymore.
Right.
When they first started the hospice business, it was probably 80% were not-for-profit and 20% were for-profit. It's kind of flipped around now. And people ask, well, what is the significance of that? But, we turn nobody away regardless of ability to pay.
Correct.
Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance covers basically all of hospice care.
right.
But the other stuff that they do not, we're able to do that with the generous donations of our
Right.
folks.
And that's what's amazing because you know how insurance is when you're on either Medicaid, Medicare, it gets wishy-washy sometimes to where, I don't have my insurance now. Like, we've went through that. We've been through scare, and his big concern was, well, how are they going to get paid?
Right.
And I can't tell you how many times JD or
Vicky.
his social worker, Vicky, has told him flat out, Larry, you don't need to worry about that.
Yes.
Stop, because he's a worrier. He goes to the extremes too about it, and they will constantly tell him, you don't need to worry. That's the last thing on your mind that you need to be worrying about. We are good. You will always be taken care of. Point blank, period.
Right.
And that's one of the other reasons why I love y'all so much, because that just proves even more that you're a family base. You are more caring. You're not worried about that profit.
Right.
And that's where, like when I talk about him being in hospice, well, how much does it cost? Nothing. You got to look for nonprofits,
Right.
because that proves that they're there for him.
Yep.
They're there for that person. They're there for you. And to be real, hospice, you got to have a heart to be in hospice. If you don't have a heart and you're looking for a paycheck, hospice ain't for you.
Yes, and this cherishing life is more than a tagline for us.
Yes.
It's a philosophy.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
And I think
definitely.
that's what impacts the community so much, because they feel it and they sense it and they get a part of that when they join our group. And there's a lot of volunteers that come our way. There's a lot of donors that we have. The staff is amazing that we have. What has surprised you guys most about hospice care in general?
The way you go above and beyond. A couple years ago, you guys surprised us with Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then a couple years, about the same time, you surprised us with Christmas.
Yeah.
And we didn't expect none of that. It was absolutely amazing. So you even go above and beyond than just taking care of the patient. You made sure that my husband could have the holidays that he deserved.
For me,
And
also,
you help my other family. My brothers lived across the street,
Yeah.
and they were invited to enjoy the benefits of Thanksgiving and Christmas.
It's
So
nice.
it wasn't.
Beautiful.
You're all, once again, you're a family,
Yes.
always and forever.
for me also, every 2 weeks when JD comes to see me, he's constantly looking for my input as far as I'm the only one that knows my body the best.
Right.
So he trusts my word and he trusts my judgment as far as how my body's performing, and he bases his recommendations off of that. And then I know for a fact that Dr. Munn and Dr. McIntyre are checking up on his notes to make sure that he's doing what he needs to do, but also I'm doing what I need to do, so we stay on a good regimen for me that fits me personally, and keeps me going as long as I possibly can.
When people ask me, well, what kind of medicine's your husband on? When I tell them, they're like, how is he walking around? I said, once again, it's your body. It's what you've been through throughout your entire life, what you can handle, what you can't handle. Your body's going to tell you, nope, this ain't for me. And then that's when you verbalize to your nurse, hey, this ain't working. We got to try something different. And by the grace of God, JD's one of them ones was like, well, do you want to try this? And he encourages, right. And he gives Larry that support. And JD is absolutely, I can't raise praise enough to JD. I love him to pieces.
JD is a great nurse, and
he is.
We really value his expertise and his compassion. That's really, you can't teach that bedside manner.
No,
not at all.
And it's very infectious.
You need to clone him.
It's very infectious because when you behave and you treat people a certain way, your colleagues see that and they appreciate that. And you guys are a very special family, and we are very thankful that you guys have shared your inspiring story and your journey, because it's not easy to do.
No.
But I did tell you guys that you guys are going to be great, and I just felt that because you guys have a solid energy about yourself. And Larry, I can't thank you enough for not only serving our country, but serving our hospice family, because you give us inspiration.
I got lucky.
Georgina, you did get lucky, but he got lucky as well.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
Yes. So we kind of shared some laughs before the show, but I think that's what makes your relationship so inspiring, because like you said, we are a family.
I'm not going nowhere.
We do feel that you guys, that support is always there for you guys. So whatever you guys need, we are a phone call away, right?
And that's
exactly.
That's the best thing, because I know a lot of places expect you to call in and wait to get an answer. So if something happens at 2:00 at night, of course I'm going to call the Hospice of Calumet to get the on-call nurse. But I also can call JD and be like, "Bud, this is what's going on. I called into the on-call.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a heads up." And the thing about JD is he's one of the men that is like, call me anytime. If you need me, call me.
Yes.
But I still go through the steps of calling
the
on-call first.
Yes. There are steps.
Yes.
And we appreciate it. But basically the bottom line is whatever you guys need, we're there, right?
Exactly.
Oh, exactly. 100%.
And I think that is the most special thing, is that we make you feel like family, because we feel that's what you are.
And that's how we feel about you guys.
And family members can call each other at any time of the night when they need something. So thank you, Millers, for sharing your story with us. And if anybody has questions out there, please do not hesitate to visit our website, hospicecalumet.org. Our phone number is 219-922-2732. We are on social media. Be like Georgina and follow us and be nosy, because that's how things get done. So thank you guys, and we appreciate your time and your amazing story. So
yes, we love you guys a ton.
And we love you too. Everybody loves the Millers.
And some people don't know that even after your loved one passed, you guys are with the family for another
2 years.
We follow the family for 13 months at least.
So it's not like when he passes away, oh, there goes hospice.
Yes.
You guys are still there to support. For instance, when it's his time, you'll still be there to support me
family.
And what I'm going through, my grieving process and all that. And to me, you don't see that a lot.
No.
At all. So please, 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 please. I go to Growlers for bingo on Thursday night, and one of the bartenders there, her granddaughter's not doing so well, and treatment's not working no more. So I told her about you guys. I said, I'm telling you right now, contact them if it gets to the point to where she needs to be in that.
Absolutely.
I tell everybody, Hospice of Calumet, when they talk about, oh, a loved one needs to go in there, contact them.
Good.
Because
Well,
you
thank
guys,
you.
I think you're all the best.
Well, thank you guys. We really
Yeah.
appreciate that because, it is. Sometimes education is the most empowering thing.
Hmm.
And even if you have any questions about resources, we're that person.
And if this is another avenue a family could take for their loved one as opposed to sticking them in a nursing home and just kind of tucking them away in a corner, I would recommend this route any day, any
Yes.
time.
Awesome, Larry.
I really would.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, no problem. HospiceCalumet.org, 219-922-2732. Until the next time, thanks for cherishing life.